Hello, welcome back to Learn Economy. In this video, we are going to look into the aspect of borrowing. So, how can we bring our consumption forward in time? This is what we look into this look into in this particular video. Okay. We know that borrowing and lending allow us to rearrange our capacity to buy goods and services across time. When we do not have money with us, or when we do not have got enough savings, then especially in the case of emergencies and all, we go for borrowing. We go to either banks or to the people we know, or to the money lenders, or to some other non-banking financial institutions to get some money. So whatever it may be, whomever we go to seek help from, the only way out of the situation is borrowing. So we go for borrowing, and that is the only problem solver here. Borrowing allows us to pay more now, us to buy more now, but our constraints would be there as to buy less later. So if you are buying more now, that means that you have to lessen your consumption in the future date, because you are liable to pay back to the lender of the money today. I mean, somebody would be lending you today, so that you are liable to pay back to him at least in a future date. To see how all these things works, think about Julia. Just take the example of a person. We are naming her as Julia, and Julia needs to consume now, but she has no money today. Okay, but she is expecting that she would be getting some money in a future date. She knows that in the next period she will be getting $100 from her harvest or something. So here we can use a diagram to show Julia's situation. Here you can see a diagram, and each point in the figure shows a combination of Julia's capacity to consume things now and later. So here we can see an intertemporal aspect. You are using the present situation as well as the future situation, and we can see how Julia is making adjustments. We can assume that she spends everything that she has, so each point in the figure gives her consumption now as well as later. And consumption now is measured along the horizontal axis, and consumption later is measured along the vertical axis. Initially, Julia's at point which is labeled as Julia's entombment, and to consume now, Julia is considering taking out a payday loan. Okay, and for example, Julia can borrow $91 now, and she promised to pay back the lender the whole of ₹100 that she will be getting in a future date. As a result, her total repayment of $100 would include the principal amount, which is $91, plus the interest charge at the rate, which is interest is denoted as R. That means that the interest is R and the principal amount is $91, and when these two things are combined, you will be getting the repayment or the amount which is to be repaid in a future date, which is 91 plus 91 R, that is equal to 91 into 1 plus R, which is $900. And if later means that 1 year from now, and then the annual interest rate is equal to 10%, that is what we are assuming, and the price of bringing some money forward in time, this is the interest rate. Okay, and at the same interest rate, you can also borrow $70. So what will happen if you borrow 70 and you have to pay back $77 at the end of the year, because the interest is 10%. So 70 plus the interest of 70, that means that 70 plus 1 plus R, which is $77. So in this case, you would have $23 to spend next year. Another possible combination is to borrow and spend just $30 now, and which would leave Julia with $67 to spend next year. This is all after repaying her loan. All these possible combination of consumption now and consumption later would generate a feasible frontier. This is indicated in the figure, and which is the boundary of the feasible set when the interest rate is 10%. So all these are calculated with the assumption that interest is 10%. The fact that Julia can borrow means that she does not have to consume only in the later period, because she has to consume in the present day as well. She can borrow now and choose any combination on the feasible frontier. So the feasible frontier is something on which she can uh, make some choices based on different combinations available. With an interest rate of 10%, the opportunity cost of spending $1 now, that Julia will have to spend $1.10, that is 1 plus R dollars less later. 1 plus interest rate. This is a marginal rate of transformation of goods from the future to the present, and this is because in order to have 1 unit of good now, she has to give up 1 plus R goods in the future. This is same as in the case of marginal rate of transformation, but you have to suppose that instead of 10% interest rate is now 78% the average rate paid by the farmers. Okay, at the interest rate, at this kind of interest rate, now Julia can borrow the maximum of $56, because at 78% the interest rate on loan of 56 is $44, using up all $100 of a future income. Her feasible frontier therefore pivots inward, and feasible sets become smaller. Because the price of bringing buying power forward in time has increased, the capacity to consume in the present has fallen. Just as your capacity to consume grain would fall if price of grain went up. Of course, the lender will benefit from a higher interest rate as long as as long as the loan is repaid. So that there is a conflict of interest between the borrower as well as the renter. So I hope you could understand the concept clearly by using an example. I request you to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos, and I welcome you to my Telegram group and Telegram channel to discuss your doubts. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching.